The dust tastes of fear and iron. Kale and Beoa move as one mind into bodies, a dance they have practiced 100 times in 100 hunts. Before them, the Triceratops is a living mountain of horn and anger, its great shield of bone a fortress wall, its 3 horns the spears of a god. The plan, like all their plans, is a simple, brutal poetry. Kale is the distraction, the flicker of motion that draws the beast's stupid, reptilian rage. Beoa is the spear, the patient, precise death that will strike the vulnerable hinge of the back leg. This is the art of cooperative hunting, the only magic that allows their soft, small bodies to survive in this world of titans. Kale darts in, a gnat before a storm. He slaps his spear shaft against his hide shield, the sharp crack echoing in the still, hot air. The Triceratops bellows, a sound that vibrates in their chests and turns its massive head. Its small pig dish fixes on Kale. The trap is set. Kale sees Beoa, hidden behind a stand of giant ferns. Tense his body, the great spear with its fire-hardened tip held ready. The beast's leg is exposed. A perfect shot. But Beoa does not strike the leg. In that fraction of a second, pride, a poison more potent than any snake's venom, enters his heart. He sees a different hunt, a greater glory. Not the slow, crippling wound, but a single, legendary throw. A killing blow to the neck, just below the frill. A story for the ages. He shifts his weight, changes his aim. The spear flies. It is a powerful, perfect throw. But it is aimed at a target of vanity, not of tactics. The point glances off the thick, bony boss, at the base of the horn, skittering away with a shriek of tortured wood. The god is not wounded, it is enraged. The world explodes. The Triceratops roars, a sound of pure fury, and charges not at Kale, but at Boar's hiding place. The ferns are obliterated. Beoa scrambles back, his eyes wide with shock and failure. Kale screams his name and throws his own spear, a desperate, hopeless gesture to draw the beast's attention. The spear splinters against the creature's armored flank. Now they are both exposed, their weapons spent. They flee, the thunder of the monster's footfall shaking the very bedrock of their world. Its enraged bellows the soundtrack to their humiliating defeat. They regroup in the shadow of a cliff face a mile away, their bodies heaving, their lungs burning. The hunt is lost. The clan will go hungry. But worse than that, the trust, the perfect, unspoken unity that made them the clan's best hunters is shattered. Silence stretches between them a chasm. The leg Kale finally says, his voice a raw asp. We hunt for the clan, not the story. Boar's face darkens. He cannot admit his folly. You hesitated, he lies, the word tasting like ash in his mouth. You drew its eye to slow. Kale stares at him, a look of profound, wounded disbelief on his face. He opens his mouth to argue, then closes it. The lie is worse than the failure. Beoa turns his back, an act of final, absolute division. They walk back to the caves in single file, not as partners, but as two separate, angry men. The clan sees them coming, and they see the space between them. They see that the unbroken spear is broken. A clan is a living thing, a body. Kale and Beoa were its right and left hands. Now, the body is crippled. The wound of their conflict festers, poisoning the entire community. The natural fission-fusion dynamics of the clan, the way small groups form for hunting or gathering and then merge back into the whole, are disrupted. Hunters who usually follow Kale will not work with those loyal to Beoa. The women, reading the tension in the air, form their own factions. Once a circle of shared stories and purpose is now to smaller, sullen fires with a gulf of silence between them. This is more dangerous than any failed hunt. A divided clan is a dying clan. The world does not wait for them to heal. A new threat arrives, not with the earth-shaking tread of a titan, but with the quiet, sinister clicks of many small feet. A pack of Deinonychuses has moved into their valley. They are not the largest of the raptors, but they are among the most intelligent. Feathered fast, and armed with the signature sickle claw on each foot, they are cooperative hunters of terrifying efficiency. They begin to harass the clan's gatherers, not attacking, but testing, their unblinking avian eyes filled with a chilling analytical patience. The clan's response should be a swift, coordinated show of force. The hunters, working as one, should be able to drive the pack from their territory. But they cannot. Kale organizes a party. They are skilled, but they are his men. Boar's hunters refuse to join, claiming the threat is exaggerated. Bor, in turn, leads his own patrol, deliberately taking a different route, a gesture of stubborn independence. The two hunts are a mockery of what they once were. They are not a united front, but two angry gestures. The Deinonychus pack exploits the division with surgical precision. They see two small groups, not one large one. They understand weakness. They set a simple but effective trap. A single raptor appears on a ridge, squawking and drawing the attention of Boar's party. As Bo and his 3 followers give chase, driven by their need to prove their strength, the rest of the pack, at least 6 of them, emerge from the tall grass and attack the clan's main encampment from the undefended flank. It is a disaster. It is a disaster. The screams of the women and children carry across the valley. Kale's party hears it and turns back, a frantic, desperate race against time. They arrive to a scene of chaos. The raptors are not trying to kill, not yet. They are creating panic, snatching bundles of dried meat, scattering precious tools. One of the clan's young boys, frozen in terror, is cornered. A raptor lunges, its sickle claw flashing. Kale, arriving just in time, throws his spear not to kill, but to intercept. The spear clatters against the rocks just in front of the beast, making it flinch and giving the boy a precious second to scramble away. The pack, having achieved its goal of sowing terror and stealing resources, melts back into the wilderness. They are not defeated. They are emboldened. They have tested the clan and found it's oft, divided, and stupid. Kale stands in the trashed encampment, his chest heaving. He looks across the valley to where Boar's party is now returning, empty-handed and ashamed. Their pride did not just cost them a hunt. It almost cost them a child. The silence between the two hunters is no longer just angry. It is now filled with the blood that was almost shed. The near death of the child is not a wound, it is an amputation. It cuts away the last vestiges of pride and recrimination, leaving only the raw, exposed bone of their failure. The clan is silent that night, but it is a new kind of silence. But the heavy, sickened silence of a people staring into their own grave. They have seen the end. They have seen how their own internal rot devour them. Bor sits alone, staring at the spear haft in his hands, the tool of his pride, now a symbol of his shame. Kale watches him from across the dying embers, his own heart a cold, heavy stone in his chest. He feels no triumph, only a shared, bottomless grief. He sees that his own stubborn silence was as much a part of the failure as Boar's initial lie. The following morning, the clan gathers to prepare for what they know is coming. The Deinonychus pack will be back, and this time they will hunt for more than scraps. The hunters check their spear points, their faces grim masks of fatalism. They are preparing to die, but to die as a clan at least. It is then that Kale moves. He walks across the open space between the two fires, a space no one has crossed for days. He walks without his hide shield, without his flint knife. He walks to where Bor sits, his head bowed. He stops before him. The entire clan holds its breath. They expect a final, violent confrontation, a challenge, a fight to the death to resolve the tension that is killing them all. Kale does not raise his voice. He does not raise a hand. He holds his spear, the one that saved the child, the one he has carried his entire adult life. He turns it in his hands haft first, and he holds it out to Bor. The gesture is utterly alien. It has no precedent. It is not a sign of surrender, nor is it a challenge. Bor looks up, his eyes filled with a confusion that slowly gives way to a dawning, shocked understanding. To offer another hunter your spear is to offer him your life. It is an act of absolute trust, of absolute vulnerability. It is an admission, a statement clearer, than any word could ever be. My strength is yours. Your weakness is mine. This is the birth of apology. It is the invention of reciprocity, not as a healing of bonds. It is a revolutionary act of social technology. Bioa stares at the outstretched spear for a long, trembling moment. He looks at Kayla's face and sees no accusation, only a deep, weary sadness and an open, honest plea. Slowly, he reaches out and takes the spear. Then, he stands and offers his own in return. They do not speak. They do not need to. They have just invented a language more powerful than words. They exchange their weapons, their identities as hunters, and in doing so, they reforge their broken bond. The effect on the clan is electric, a wave of palpable relief. The tension that has been suffocating them for weeks breaks like a fever. 2 hunters, then 3, then all of them, rise and begin to tap their spear house on the ground. A slow rhythmic drumming that is the sound of a body healing itself, of social cohesion being reborn from the ashes of pride. They are a clan again. When the raptors attack an hour later, they do not find 2 small, bickering groups. They find a single, bickering groups, silent wall of spears with Kale and Bior standing shoulder to shoulder in the center. This act, this quiet exchange of spears, is a landmark in the sprawling epic of human evolution, more significant than the sharpest stone point or the hottest fire. It marks the moment our ancestors understood that the most dangerous predators they would ever face were not the monsters with claws and teeth, but the corrosive demons of pride, resentment, and division within their own hearts. The invention of the apology, of a tool to consciously repair the social fabric, was the critical adaptation that allowed our communities to grow, to endure hardship, and to cooperate on a scale that would eventually change the face of the planet. It is a testament to the fact that our greatest strength has never been our weapons, but our willingness to put them down for the sake of each other. The journey of our species is a history of violence and survival, but its brightest moments are the quiet victories of our own humanity. Because the hardest thing to kill is not a monster, but a grudge. And the most powerful weapon ever forged is forgiveness.